there are very few people in Hollywood that I actually like, but Robert Downey Jr. happens to be one of the chosen few. He comes off as someone who has a lot more integrity than most people in Hollywood do. He seems like a genuine person. He has helped other people in the past, like Mel Gibson, who have struggled with acting career issues and stuff like that. And now he is throwing a helping hand out to Johnny Depp, who, as we all know, is really struggling right now with everything in his life because of everything that has been going on over the past few years with him and Amber Heard. It's been a crazy, horrible ride for Johnny Depp. It's been a horrifying time in his life, and now that he is starting to come on the other side of all of that craziness, he is trying to figure out how on earth he is going to save his career after he has been completely destroyed by the mainstream media in a lot of ways. How is he going to recover his image? Well, it seems like Robert Downey Jr. is going to be helping him out with some of that, which I think is pretty cool. So I wanted to do a video on this. Before we jump into this, if you guys would, please consider subscribing to my channel. I'd greatly appreciate that. Leave a like here on this video, and let's go ahead and get into this. So Johnny Depp given career lifeline in the form of Sherlock role. Pirates of the Caribbean outcast Johnny Depp is being thrown a huge lifeline to help save his career. Old friend and fellow former Hellraiser Robert Downey Jr. wants him to co-star in his latest Sherlock Holmes movie, due out next year, according to studio insiders. Disney bosses have not invited Depp, 57, to reprise his role as Captain Jack Sparrow in a planned new Pirates adventure. Doesn't really surprise me because Disney is a garbage company. It is just full of evil people. So it doesn't really surprise me that they would treat him in this way. The family-friendly entertainment giant is reportedly dismayed by shocking bad things that were alleged by Amber Heard towards Depp and stuff. Executives fear his reputation could take another pounding at a planned U.S. hearing in January, during which he will again face ex-wife Amber Heard over claims she made in the Washington Post. Now Robert Downey Jr. wants Depp, who admitted 2 years ago that his near 500-pound movie fortune was almost all gone, to appear alongside him in the third film in the Sherlock franchise. A senior source at Warner Bros., which has already set a UK release date of December 24 next year for Sherlock 3, confirmed Bob wants Johnny on board come hell or high water. Which I find to be pretty interesting, especially since Sherlock Holmes is made by Warner Brothers, which also is in charge of making Aquaman, which happens to be the movie that Amber Heard starred in a couple years ago. So this is all very interesting to me. It's very interesting how all of this is kind of coming together. Robert Downey Jr., who is still a huge name in Hollywood, just one of the biggest voices in Hollywood, is trying to help his friend Johnny Depp save his career, save his reputation in a lot of ways, by helping him, by giving him an opportunity to be in Sherlock 3. By the way, big fan of the Sherlock Holmes movies. They're some of my favorite of the past movies that have been coming out over the past I don't know, 10-20 years or so. I really enjoy the movies a lot. I think they're really fun movies, and I'm very excited for Sherlock 3, mostly just because of Robert Downey Jr. and his relationship with Jude Law on screen and stuff. I think it's very charming, and I'm very excited to see where they're going to be going with the next film. So I think that this is really cool. I think that's really cool that Robert Downey Jr. is trying to help Johnny Depp do this. It must mean that Robert Downey Jr. believes Johnny Depp, that Johnny Depp is basically got Me Too'd by Amber Heard through all of this type of crap. So the fact that Robert Downey Jr. is trying to help him out is a big deal. It's a really big deal. You're talking about one of the biggest, basically, I mean, Johnny Depp was one of the biggest names in Hollywood at one point, but now he is not, and Robert Downey Jr. kind of is, in a lot of ways, still one of the biggest names in Hollywood, so he's trying to help him out, which is pretty cool. And to hear what Robert Downey Jr. has to say about this is pretty cool. So our source added, Bob's wife, Susan Downey, is a co-producer, and like her husband, she has been a close friend of Johnny, his previous partner Vanessa, and their 2 children for years. She shares Bob's view that not only is Johnny a stellar talent, but he also deserves a helping hand. Depp's troubles have struck a chord with Downey Jr., who hit rock bottom in the late 1990s and early 2000s when he was jailed following a string of arrests for possession of some different drugs and stuff. So he was also found with an unloaded. At a recent red carpet premiere, he said of Depp, this is Robert Downey Jr. "There's no one I admire more." Depp said of Downey Jr., "We've known each other over 1 million years. We came up through the ranks together." So I think since Robert Downey Jr. has been through a lot of tough times in his life as well, he probably just feels very compassionate towards Johnny Depp and his struggles that he's going through right now. I'm sure that Johnny Depp has probably had conversations with Robert Downey Jr., if they are really as close as they say they are, of everything that has been going on with him and Amber Heard. Johnny Depp has probably told him, "Hey man, I didn't do this stuff, this is all just terrible attacks that are being thrown at me by Amber Heard right now," and he probably believed his friend. So I think that's really cool. I think that this is a really positive story, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. Yeah, go ahead and let me know in the comments below what you think about this. But friends helping each other out is always an encouraging message to take away. I mean, I would do the same for any of my boys as well. If they were treated horribly in a situation that they were innocent of, I would absolutely do whatever I could to try to help them out and stuff. And I think that most of you would probably do the same as well. So I think that's really awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know in the comments below what you think. Subscribe if you're new. I'd greatly appreciate that. And I will talk to you all very soon in another video. Talk to you later. Bye.
With my heart